Hey there, kids. Let's take a look at subtracting mixed numbers with regrouping. I've got 3 problems to show you. Can you pay attention for 3 problems? Sure you can. Let's take a look. Here's the first one right here. This one says 6 and 3/14 take away 2 and 13/14. Now there's a lot of kids out there who aren't as smart as you, and they would say 3 minus 13 is 10. This is 10/14. Wait a second, kids. If I had 3 bananas, could you take 13 bananas away from me? No, that can't be done, right? If I only have 3 bananas, you can't take 13 away from me. When you're subtracting, the larger number needs to be on top. Okay, so what we need to do is just like in regular subtracting, is we need to go to the left and we need to borrow from whatever's to the left. In this case, it's a 6 right here. Okay, we need to borrow, and we really call this regrouping. All right, we're going to regroup. So let's do that. Okay, I'm going to go over to this 6 right here. I'm going to borrow 1 from that 6. Okay, so that 6, I'm going to rename it. I'm going to rename it over here. I'm going to rename it as 5 and 14/14. Okay, now you know that anytime a numerator and denominator are the same, it really equals what? Right, it really equals 1. So this over here is really 5 and 1. And that came from the 6. Isn't that the same thing as a 6? Yeah, this is 5 right here and 1 right here. That equals 6. So all we did is we renamed this 6 as 5 and 14/14. Now you might wonder why I chose 14ths. Well, because the denominators here are 14ths. You see them? Okay, so anyway, this is 6 right here. Plus, we have to add on this 3/14 right here. Okay? And I'm going to add that on over here, plus that 3/14. All right. And then let's see, how much is that together? 5 and 14/14 plus 3/14. Well, it's going to be 5 and how many 14ths? Do you know? Right, 17/14. 14 plus 3 is 17. Now, a lot of you kids are yelling right now, hey, that's an improper fraction. You're right, it is an improper fraction, and we're just going to leave it that way for a little bit. Okay, so we got 5 and 17/14. Now we can subtract the 2 and 13/14 minus 2 and 13/14. Okay, because if I had 17 bananas, you could take 13 bananas away from me, right? Okay, what's 17 minus 13? Right, that's 4. Okay, and 4 what? Well, 14ths, denominator stays the same, 14ths. So that's 4/14. Now let's do the whole numbers. 5 take away 2. Yeah, that's 3. So our final answer is 3 and 4/14. Now there's some of you out there who are smarty pantses, and you're trying to tell me that you can reduce this fraction because both of these are even numbers, and you're right. Okay, so really the final answer is 3, and if I divide the numerator by 2, I get 4 divided by 2 is 2. What's 14 divided by 2? Yeah, that's 7. So yeah, really the final answer is 3 and 2/7, but if you wrote down 3 and 4/14, your teacher would be very happy with you. Okay? All right, let's take a look at another one, and then I got a very strange one after this. Okay, so let's look at this one. 6 and 3/8 take away 3 and 7/8. Okay? Now, if I had 3 bananas, could you take 7 bananas away from me? No, can't do that, right? Because the bigger number always has to be on top. So we're going to rename this 6. And this time, what? Did you see that? We're going to rename this 6. I wonder if I can hit the undo button and make it go back again. Yeah, that was good. Huh. That was weird. Okay. Let's do this again. All right. So let's go over here. We're going to rename that 6, and we're going to call that a 5 and 8/8. Okay? Because that's really the same thing as 5 and 8/8 equals 1. Now, the reason why I chose 8s is because these are 8s right here. These denominators are 8s. All right, so that's 5 and 8/8 is the same thing as 6. Plus, we have to add on this 3/8. Okay? And that equals, let's see, 8 plus 3 is 11/8. But don't forget about this 5 right here. Okay, so it's really the same thing as 5 and 11/8. Now I can subtract my 3 and 7/8. Okay, 11 take away 7, I think it's 4. Is that right? Yeah. And these are 8s, and these are 8s, and this isn't, these are 8s also down here, right? And what's 5 take away 3? How much is that? Yeah, that's 2. Now, so your final answer is 2 and 4/8. We were able to subtract because I made the 11 bigger than the 7. Then you can subtract. Now, a lot of you are shouting out that this isn't right. Okay, fine. 2 and 4/8. If I divided the numerator by 2 and the denominator by 2, I'd be simplifying it or reducing it. So the final answer is 2 and 1/2 because you all know that 4 is half of 8. Okay, but anyway, if you wrote down 2 and 4/8, you'd be correct. If you wrote down 2 1/2, you'd be even more correct. All right, here's the last one. This one right here. There's a lot of kids out there in America, all across America, and they are thinking that they're pretty smart. And they say 7 take away 4 and 8/9. Now, right away, even adults do this. They say the answer is 3 and 8/9 because this is 8/9 and 7 minus 4 is 3. But there's a problem. You can't take something away from nothing. There's nothing right here, is there? Okay. Now, you may be saying to yourself, well, 7 minus 4 is 3. Nothing take away 8/9 is 8/9. But if I had no bananas, could you take 8 bananas away from me? No. So we need to rename this whole number just like we were doing before. But we're going to do it. We start off with no fractions, but we need to make a fraction so there's something right here. I'm going to rename this 7, and I'm going to call it 6 and 9/9. Because isn't that the same thing as 7? Anytime the numerator and denominator are the same, that's 1. 1 plus 6 is 7. All right, now I can take away my 4 and 8/9. So minus 4, or subtract 4 and 8/9. Now I can do it, right? 9/9 take away 8/9 is 1/9. 6 take away 4 is 2. Now I can't simplify this problem at all. I can't do anything about that. But that's the end of the problem, 2 and 1/9. But remember this, you can't take something away from nothing. There has to be something here. If you're subtracting or mixed numbers, it has to be a mixed number on the top and a mixed number on the bottom. And you can do that by regrouping or renaming. Okay? Well, there you go, kids. Go ahead and try that. Do the worksheet, bring it to your teacher. We'll correct it, see how you're doing. If you need help, come and see us. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.